There isn't a single word in English that can define what qi is. If you look in a Chinese dictionary, you are not going to see it defined as energy or as vital force. In fact, there are a number of different meanings, about over 400 actually, and none of them refer to it as energy. We can say that everything in the universe, organic and inorganic, is composed of and defined by its qi. But qi isn't some primordial, immutable material, and it's not merely vital energy, even though this word is often used to translate it. Because Chinese thought does not distinguish between matter and energy. We can think of qi as matter on the verge of becoming energy, or energy at the point of materializing. However, in Chinese thought, a discussion of what a concept means in itself, a discussion that the Western mind expects in any systematic exposition, is totally foreign. Chinese texts don't speculate on the nature of qi, nor do they attempt to conceptualize it. It's perceived functionally by what it does. Once qi has formed, it can be divided into many different specific types which have specific functions. Now there's normal qi, usually just called qi, and it has 5 major functions. Through these activities, it's responsible for the physical integrity of any entity, living or non-living, and all of the changes it undergoes. So the 5 main functions are, first of all, it is the source of all physical movement, including movement of life processes like birth, maturation, and aging. It's not the cause of movement because it's inseparable from movement. For example, it's the source of growth in the body, but also grows with the body. In the body, it's in constant motion and has 4 primary directions: ascending, descending, entering, and leaving. The second function is that qi protects the body and resists the entry of pathological environmental agents, which in TCM are called external pernicious influences. And if those enter, then the qi must be deficient. Third, it's the source of harmonious transformation in the body. And fourth, it governs retention of the body's substances and organs. In other words, it keeps everything in and holds the organs in their proper place. And fifth, qi warms the body. While there are many types of qi, 5 of them stand out as very important. And remember that each of the 5 functions of qi are going to appear in all of these specific types. First of all, we have organ qi, and the major functions of any organ are referred to in terms of that organ's qi. Each organ is thought of as having its own qi, whose activities characterized by the organ to which it's attached. So when the Chinese speak of heart qi or lung qi, the substance qi is the same, but its activity, when related to the heart, is going to be different from its activity related to the lungs. And the heart and lungs operate differently depending on the nature of their qi. So here we could almost translate qi as function. In other words, heart function, lung function. Next we have meridian qi, and I'm sure you all are familiar with the meridians as the channels through which qi flows. It flows among the organs and different bodily parts, adjusting and harmonizing their activity. Normal qi flowing along this network is called meridian qi. We also have nutritive qi, and it's the one most intimately connected with the blood. It manifests in the blood and moves with the blood through the vessels. Its activity is to help transform the purest nutrients from food into blood. And remember that the Chinese idea of blood is not exactly the same as ours. Another type of qi is called protective qi. This resists and combats external pernicious influences whenever they invade the body. It's tempting to think of this as the same as the immune system, but it's a little bit different from that. It's considered the most young manifestation of qi. It moves within the chest and abdominal cavities and travels between the skin and muscles. This kind of qi also regulates the sweat glands and pores, moistens and protects the skin and hair. The fifth category is the ancestral qi, otherwise called the qi of the chest. So guess where that resides? And it forms a sea of qi. It goes out through the throat, connecting the heart and vessels, and moves respiration. So its main function is to aid and regulate the rhythmic movement of respiration and heartbeat, so it's intimately connected with the lungs and heart. The relative strength and evenness of respiration, of the voice and the heartbeat, and the movement of blood are all related to ancestral qi.